one. All right.
Hello, in this video, I want to put out, for everybody, I want to talk about setup shops. That's number one. I watched a video about setup shops and stuff like that. I'm not against anything free. I'm not for or against anything free. I'm not for or against anything paid. I'm sort of neutral. I like both. You know what I mean? But in this video, I'm going to talk about from my experience of what I've looked at and what I've noticed on certain sites with setup shops, and what setup shops I recommend and what free places I recommend, because there are free setup shops and there's paid setup shops, and I'll be linking them down below so you can see them all, because I don't want to sound like I'm hating on one or hating on the other when I like them both, because they both are pretty good. Anything that helps the driver get better, is better. And only setup places that I'm gonna list, I'll repeat this, the only setup shops that I will mention are ones that have setup guides, where you can purchase a setup guide, or they have a STARS training program, and either A or B, they're associated with top drivers, either A in iRacing or B real life. So I'm only gonna name off those, and one shop I can't list. I'm not hating on them, because they're a good group of people over there. I'm not hating on them. I just can't list them in here because I don't know enough about their team. I gotta understand more about their team to list them. But for the couple of shops I'm gonna list, or the few shops I'm gonna name off, is what I recommend. And I'm going to start off with the first shop that actually, wait, should I start off with I'll start off with the shops that I recommend. Then I'll start off the shops and issues that, when looking for a shop, not to deal with. So if you see something on a website that's suspect, don't deal with them. Okay? So the first shop that I would want to recommend is, I'm going to recommend McConey Setup Shop, LLC. One, McConey Setup Shop. They don't claim they're faster. That's number one. As some people on YouTube have said, all shops say they're faster. Bullshit. Excuse my French. The shop does not state on their website they're faster, which I actually ran their set from their STARS program, and they are faster. They got me 2 seconds faster to rate around another guy that I was racing with the other day. I got around his time. So they are faster. It helps your car on Boston stay lower to the line, to the yellow line, so you can get faster. Okay, with that out of the way, what else does McConey have? They have a setup guide. A setup guide is pretty much a guide to how everything works within iRacing, so that you can set your car up on oval or dirt. So pretty much, it's basically a cheat sheet, almost like. It's like a cheat sheet, if you want to call it, but they're setup guides / cheat sheets about how the car operates and stuff like that. So that's the reason why I'm recommending McConey, is because they offer the cheat sheet, and they also offer setups. And they have a stars program, which you get the oval track setups, short track setups. I believe it's all oval, I think, and you get all the week setups for that, and it's pretty good. The stars program, I enrolled in it. I got all the setups. Setups are pretty good. They're helping me get faster. I'm not the fastest type of guy in the world, but then again, it's up to you, the driver, to know the line of each track. The setup's just a tool to help you get better. But you, yourself, got to know how to drive a loose, tight, whatever car, or whatever your preference is. And you got to know, what to run. Because some setups are tight or loose. But what I really do recommend from Makoni is their setup guide. Why do I recommend the setup guide versus the stars program? Which the stars program ain't bad to get into to learn racing if you're a beginner. But if you want to take racing to another level and you can race pretty good, you know how to keep your line, you just need a decent set for your car, I definitely recommend the Jack of All Trades setup guide from Makoni. Why do I recommend that? Because that there will help you with every setting in the garage to make a better set, to help you and understand how to make sets, everything like that. But if you're a newcomer to the game and you want to learn about sets plus the stars program, I recommend both. That way you're covering A and B. You're getting to learn how to do the setups, run the manual, and then you're also learning the stars program, how to drive, and videos, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that's in there. But there's also one other book that they have on their website. I think it's called iDrive or something like that. Like their manuals are pretty decent. Well, I recommend iDrive, but mainly I recommend their Jack of All Trades book or guide or whatever you want to call it. I recommend that one 100%, because that there will help you, build sets. Now name another place that are like the ones I'm telling you. Now, I've seen some people on YouTube. I'm not going to name anybody's name. I'm saying I'm seeing some people on YouTube are going around saying they claim this. These setup shops claim that. These setup shops claim that. Well, I'm not going to deal with the setup shop because all they do is they threaten defamation of character. Blah, 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 blah. Well, what happens is on these certain sites, like say Makoni, for example, doesn't say anywhere on their site that their settings make you faster. The community speaks for Makoni. That's how I found out about them. I saw a guy in one session, practice session. I saw a guy, Makoni on there. I asked him about it. I asked him what it is. I went to the website. He says that they're pretty good. They help him get better. He was pulling 2.4s, 2.48s, 2.47s, maybe 2.44s. He's doing around in the 2.4s area. And I was only doing 2.6s. And that was with the free setup. So the problem is, the free setups are very loose, but they're tight at the same time, if you catch what I'm saying. So they're so loose but stiff that when you can't bring the car down close enough to the yellow line to even get a good time. So what you want is the car corner drivable. That's number one. You want the car corner drivable, because at South Boston, your corners are going to be what makes you faster. Faster in the corners, slower and faster in the corners. It's what's going to make you better. The problem that I see with free setups is that they're not getting you down low enough into the corner, or allowing you to get down low enough into the corner. But if you're a really decent driver, then you can run the free setups. Like if you're really, really, really good. So now the next place I'm going to recommend, because they have a season pass program. It's like the Stars program or Makoni. There's EPI. It's Elite Performance, I think, Industries. I'm going to recommend them. Check them out. They got some big names in racing there. And I think Nick Ottinger's there. I think a few others are there. I know Tyler Payne does the Legends. I'm going to recommend them as second. And for free setups, those are my two paid so far. I'm going to talk about the bad side of paid setups too, not just all the glory. Okay, so now we're going to talk about free setups. There's a site, I think, called Setup Sync. If you Google iRacing Setup Sync, I'll try and link it down below. I'll get the link. It's called iRacing Setup Sync or Set Sync or something like that. Well, you go to that website and then you can register up and share your sets publicly. So if you make a set, you can share it, or you can download other sets that people made for any specific year if it's listed on, if they have any for that year, on their site. And another free site that I recommend, or a freebie that I recommend, is Edwards Racing Setups. And I'll link all these down below. So once again, it's Edwards Racing Setups. Now, for the final freebie of ding ding ding, the final freebie, I don't know if they want me to throw their name out there, but if you ever get a chance on YouTube, search up, is it JIRT or Johnson iRacing Team? I think it's Aaron Johnson over there. That's one hell of a dude. Like, he's put out these amazing videos on how things work in iRacing. If you can't read the guides over at Makoni or whatever, or if you can't afford it, check out JIRT, which is Johnson iRacing Team. The Johnson iRacing Team, they've put out paint jobs, videos. They put out how to get faster, what line does he take there, how to set your legend car, what the settings are, what they do, what they need, everything. And I think he's actually been around racing in real life, so I would definitely check him out for a freebie. So right there off the bat, you got two setup shops that are trustworthy, and you got three places to go to get free sets. So you got the Sync shop, you got Sync, or you got two places to go for setups and one place to go that's free for learning about setting your car up. So pretty much what you got: Edwards Setup Shop, Sync Shop, or Sync Setup, I think it is. And then you got, you got Edwards, you got Sync Setup, then you got Johnson's iRacing Team over there on YouTube. So check all those out. And now I'm going to talk about the downfalls to setup shops, because I have seen this in some setup shops. I'm not going to drop names because We're not in the game to drop names and stuff. But if you see this, don't buy. I'm going to tell you. If you see a setup shop saying that they encrypt their setups, so you better not share it. Don't buy from them. Do not buy if they say they're encrypting their setups. Do not buy if they state that they're faster. Do not buy if they don't have a STARS program or a driver school program. Do not buy if they don't, I repeat, do not buy if they can't show in a guide. I don't care if they charge the guy $50, $20, $30. I don't give a crap. If they can't show in a guide or in a program how to make a setup or offer a setup builder school or booklet like Makoni does, then do not deal with them. Okay? Now, with EPI, they might not have a booklet, but they have a school program where the guy will help you learn stuff about setting up a car. He'll help you learn stuff about it. So I've already talked to one of the guys over there and off their website, and they said that if I'd sign up for their season pass over EPI, they will help me with learning setups and all that. Me, I covered my base. I covered all the bases with Makoni. I got the booklet or the guide or whatever. The guide, I keep saying booklet. I got the guide, the setup guide, plus the STARS program. Just in case the STARS program doesn't cover how to set up a car properly, I got the setup guide. So I've hit two birds with one stone. So either way, I'm learning how to drive better, get better, and set up a car on my own. So that way I can get back to the community later on once I learn how to set up cars and I become better with my own setups. I'm giving back. So it's not like I'm stabbing someone in the back. So what I'm doing is I'm paying out of my own pocket to get better, to learn, to get guides, to learn all the knowledge, and watching videos that are put up free by Johnson iRacing Team and people like that, soaking all that knowledge in so I can make sets to distribute back to the community for free. So places such as Edwards Racing Setups, or such as Sync Setups, and so on. So yeah, so I like to be able to go into a race and say, here's a free setup. Enjoy. That's what I want to do. And I'm not saying I want to cripple setup shops. I'm just saying not all setup shops are Rickroll scams, and not all setup shops are paid for. Because you got Edwards Setup Shop. It's called Edwards Setup Shops, or their setup shop. And everything's free. And it's a setup shop. No joke. I'm not kidding you. So when people go on YouTube and they say setup shop this, setup shop that, do you even know what the hell you're talking about? Do you even know Edwards Setup Shop? Do you even know Makoni Setup Shop? Do you even know EPI Setup Shop? Do you even know Elite Performance? Do you know all these people? So yeah, once again, if they encrypt their files, don't buy. If they say their files are encrypted, don't buy. I've seen a couple of companies that say their sets are encrypted. You're not allowed to share them. I don't know why we wouldn't be allowed to share setups. But, you know, I'm not looking to share a paid setup anyways. I was really looking to get that setup guide. The setups just came along with the package of the STARS program that I paid for, so I'm just gonna run them and have a bit of fun. But when everything runs out, I'm gonna end up going to the setup guide and creating my own setups in the future, and running my own setups. And then once I get better at racing, and then setup building, and then I'm gonna go from there and start helping everybody else out. You know what I mean? But once again, if any setup shop claims they make you faster, don't go with them. And if any setup shop, encrypts their files and tells you not to distribute, don't go with them. Because legally, by law, that's going against you. And it's going against your freedom and everything. And right there, you're bound. You're bound at the hips. That's why I understand not sharing paid products, but it's like that Ford F-150 manual you buy at Canadian Tire. The Ford F-150 manual, and then some other guy, can I borrow your manual? It's like, can I set, like, it's like lending my manual to my buddy so he can help, we can learn how to build setups, because I paid for it. So either way, the company got paid. So why would the company shoot their own selves in the foot? They made a sale off of me. Why would they shoot their own selves in the foot by bonding me to not be able to, share? Sharing's part of the whole community. Making setups, learning, the more people that learn, the better. Because what if you're a company that makes stuff and you want to recruit? You know what I mean? But my point is, not all setup shops rickroll. And some setup shops do make you faster. But it's just the setup shops that stand out are the ones that are promoted by the community. So yeah, I just want to make this video to talk about setup shops. And I've seen some people on YouTube, talking about setup shops or a scam or whatever. But it's to each their own, you know what I mean? But to say all setup shops claim they're faster, that would be a lie. To claim that my computer's 10 times faster than yours would be a lie. To claim that my graphics card gives me more performance than my computer, that would be a lie. It's like guaranteeing something. You can't guarantee a set to be faster unless the driver can race a loose set or a tight set, or it depends on the driver. You know what I mean? So you can't guarantee a set. So these people that are guaranteeing sets, stay away from them, because they're guaranteeing them to be faster. And if they're not faster, then they can be in trouble. Now, the defamation crap that I hear is spewing about on the internet comes from people claiming that setup shops are saying their stuff's faster and makes you faster, and that's a scam. Well, what are you gonna do when you come out and you say, well, Marconi says it? Show me on the site where Marconi says their setups make you faster. You can't. Show me on EPI. Show me on all these sites. And I don't mean show me a site that has it on there. I'm talking about the sites that I talk about don't show it. And those are good examples of setup shops to deal with. Setup shops that are bad to deal with are ones that those people are talking about. They spam. They say their setups make you faster. Yada yada. And setup shops are not always paid shops. Not always paid. So when you say all setup shops are a scam, you're sort of shooting the community in the foot, and you're shooting yourself in the foot, because Edwards Setup Shops is free, 100%. No joke. And Sync Setup is also free. But I don't think Sync Setup considers themselves a shop. They're just like a place, a set database. But my point is, you're shooting the community in the foot when you say all setup shops are a scam. Because where are you going to go when you want a free setup? You're going to go to Edwards Setup Shop, where a lot of people recommend. I think one of the dudes out of MLS. Yes, one of the dudes out of MLS. When I was on there, they're cool people. I talked to them. One of the people over there recommended. I think they're the ones that recommended me to Edwards Setup Shop. They're the ones that recommended me first. So then I went to Edwards Setup Shop. And I was racing there for a bit, using their sets. Yes, loose. You know what I mean? But, they get the job done. And then from there, I took it upon myself, because I didn't see any legend sets. I took it upon myself I think MLS sells sets too. I believe they sell sets and do paint jobs. But I never seen any sets there for Legends. But when I was racing SK Modifieds Open, boy, oh boy, was MLS always winning with MLS sets. I don't recall seeing their sets make you faster, or on their website. But once again, if there is a site that's in dispute, I will check it out. Or if it's whitelisted or said, I will go check it out. And if you do say that, then I'll correct myself. But for now, I'm still going to stick to this saying is from the YouTube videos that I've seen, I disagree, but I somewhat agree. I disagree that all setup shops are a scam. I disagree. I agree with some setup shops claiming that their setups are faster, and that's a sham. I agree with that. Because if I agreed with all setup shops are a scam, you're shooting the freaking community in the foot, because Edwards Setup Shops is not a scam. They're free setups for everybody, and what you see is what you get. And if you're gonna kill off setup shops, you're gonna kill the community, because the community is based on setup shops, whether they're paid or free. Same thing with databases for setups, paid or free. You know what I mean? Anyhow, if there's any setup shop that I mentioned that you dispute, you can type it down below. I'll check it out and I'll retract in another video. But like I said, I recommend Makoni. Their setup guide. That's number one, the setup guide. I think a few people have recommended Makoni's setup guide, because I think they're one of the few that have a setup guide out there that are selling it. I think it's $50. It's well worth it. And then you can just jump into like a Stars program, or you can jump into a season pass over there on UPI or whatever, and have that setup guide as your set reference. Because if you want to break away from these paid sets because you can't afford it each month, I recommend buying the guide, because that guide will then allow you to make your own sets. And you can determine yourself if you want to share or keep yourself. You know what I mean? But anyhow, I recommend the guide, the setup guide, the Jack of all trades, dirt and oval. I recommend that for everybody if you want to build sets. If you want to buy sets, Marconi or EPI. Those are the two only ones that I will recommend that are top dogs in setup shops. For free, it's Edwards Racing Setups, or Edwards Setup. It's Edwards Racing Setup Shop, I think it is. I'll link them all below. Oh yeah, and don't forget Sync Setup, or iRacing Sync Sets, or something like that it's called. But I'll link them all down below, and those are the only ones I will promote so far. I don't know about VRS. I looked at it and it seems like it's too much money. And I don't know what I'm getting in that package. And it doesn't have anything to do with Legends in it. I'm a Legend racer. I'm getting into the modified. That's where I mainly race. I might get into some dirt, but so far, I'm only going to be doing selected stuff here. So I do want to get into, dirt side, the 410 sprints, but that's why I got that set up. So I can set cars better and make my own setup for the street stocks, so I can get better at street stocks. Street stocks on dirt are a pain in the rear for me, but I'm hoping that I can get better at street stocks on dirt with the Jack of all trades setup guide from Marconi. Once again, Marconi, EPI, Set Sync or Sync Set in Edwards Setup Shop. Check them all out. You make the decision. You decide. Don't get any sets from sites that claim they're faster or claim that their sets are encrypted, so you better not share. Steer clear of those. I'm not going to say the last word, but steer clear. And race and have fun. Peace out, everybody.